If you went to school in the 20th century, or indeed in the first few years of the 21st century, you probably remember learning about the solar system and the 9 planets. And then in 2006, something changed. And it's a change that can hold powerful lessons for all of us. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pi, our weekly series of videos where I try and share simple lessons and stories that can help each of us become just a bit better. As a little kid growing up in Mumbai, one of my fondest memories is of visits to the Nihar Planetarium. I remember how every time we had cousins over, or if it was one of those school picnics, Nihar Planetarium was one of those places that seemed to be top of the list. And I remember sitting in that IMAX-like auditorium and watching the night sky unfold in front of us. And I remember trying to get onto those machines which would tell you how much you would weigh if you were on a different planet. And among other things, they also gave you these little mnemonics which would help you remember the 9 planets. And I remember the line even today, to remember the 9 planets in sequence, and it was, my very eager mother just served us 9 pizzas. That's to remember Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Remember that? Yeah, and if you knew those 9 planets and the sequence, you were almost guaranteed 5 marks in the geography test. And then in 2006, something happened. The International Astronomers Association and the astronomers and scientists redefined what a planet really ought to be. And by that definition, Pluto ceased to be a planet. It was called a dwarf planet now, and the total number of planets shrunk to 8. Now, if you were Pluto, I'm guessing it would have hurt. You would have felt bad about it, right? I mean, suddenly somebody else has decided for no good reason that you are no longer a planet, and all those kids now coming to school will no longer learn and read about you. It can be a little bad for the ego. But guess what? What did Pluto do? Pluto didn't have a care in the world. Pluto continues to go around the sun like nothing happened. And it takes what, about 248 Earth years to do that. It actually crisscrosses with Neptune, but nothing matters. Pluto continues to enjoy those 5 moons that it has. Of course, their days are, I think, about 5 or 6 Earth days, but it enjoys those 5 moons. It enjoys its time in the system. And nothing's bothered Pluto simply because somebody else decided that Pluto is no longer a planet. Maybe we should all be a bit like Pluto. It can sometimes happen that somebody else suddenly undervalues you, or somebody else takes away a title that you might have held dear. And in these times, it can happen that you lose a job or your salary goes down. And it's natural for us to allow our sense of self-worth to be diminished by the actions of other people. Don't let that happen. Be a Pluto. You continue to go around the sun like nothing's changed. You continue to enjoy the 5 moons because they are your own. Nobody can take it away from you. And just because somebody else has decided that your title is not yours anymore, or you are no longer associated with that big business, or that your salary is no longer the same, should be no reason to allow your sense of enjoyment, your sense of self-worth to come down. So good advice for the day, be a Pluto. Okay? And never mind what somebody else says, you go about doing things your way. That's all in this week's edition of Chai with Pi. If you've enjoyed this video, do remember to share it. And I'd really appreciate if you could go onto YouTube and hit that subscribe button. It just allows more people to then discover Chai with Pi. That's all. Until next time, enjoy your chai. And yup, look out for Pluto.